of these illegals, the ones that come across the border and have their baby, and okay, now they've got a U.S. citizen baby, so.
And his answer to you was, I will not dignify
his
that.
answer to me was totally disgusting.
Totally disgusting. And can you elaborate on the answer that he gave you? How do you feel about the answer that he gave you? His answer was, I will not.
He didn't give me an answer. He just blew me off and went on to somebody else.
How did that make you feel?
Not too happy. Because that's one of the problems, is that there are so many sanctuary cities and states, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Boston, that won't even determine whether a criminal is an illegal, let alone report any information on it, that any statistics can even be developed.
Right. Well,
And
Senator
you look at
McCain.
some of the prison statistics, and Hispanics make up, what, I think the last figures I heard were somewhere around 24% of the population, but yet you look at some of these prison populations, and they're over 60-70% Hispanic.
Right. Within Phoenix, within the confines of the city of Phoenix. But it's just a matter of time with John McCain, with his open border and amnesty policy, for us to lose Arizona the way California's been lost.
Yeah, well, the whole country, I don't know that there was ever any actual open border policy. It's just that there was never any enforcement of our laws, period. It wasn't an actual intent to be open. It was just a matter of intent to never enforce it.
That's good. We just caught the rapist, which had molested and raped many girls between the ages, I think, of 12 up to 15 years old, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. And this guy is from Mexico. He's here illegally, twice deported, if I'm not mistaken. And we just recently caught him. And during the town hall meeting, I specifically tried to focus on having Senator McCain answer those questions regarding the rapes and molestations of children in the United States. And Senator McCain completely ignored that question and thought it was a waste of his time to even acknowledge it. And I just want your opinion as to how do you feel his, how can I put it, how he just dismisses that question when in his own state little children are being molested and raped by the illegals that are crossing over his southern border.
I don't know, the problem is not just McCain, but all of the politicians, for whatever reason, whether they're looking for the Hispanic vote or what, I don't know.
It is, but what I'm trying to focus on is right here, since you and I are both residents of Arizona, and McCain is running for presidency, yet his views on how he treats the citizens of Arizona, if elected as president, will not change when he then becomes the president of all the people of all 50 states. So I guess what I'm trying to focus in on here is that he doesn't seem very concerned with the people here in Arizona and the children in his own state who are being raped and molested by these illegals who are coming into the United States and stay within Arizona. And the safety of our families is at stake. And, you know, it's something to think about for someone who's running for presidency, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, those borders have to be sealed, and the criminal element has to be eliminated. But like I said before, they're all criminals as soon as they set foot in the United States.
Do you know?
The only difference is the degree to which they are criminals.
I know. Did you hear that this gentleman by the name of Juan Hernandez is now starting with Senator John McCain? And Juan Hernandez has actually written a book called The New America. And his philosophy is Mexico first. He believes that there's no such thing as an illegal alien. And Senator McCain has now adopted him into his campaign to run for presidency, to work for him. And last but not least is Juan Hernandez has actually worked with President Fox in Mexico as his advisor. And I'm wondering what you think of that.
It doesn't surprise me. John McCain's been a staunch supporter of open borders or the illegal communities. I find it unfortunate because I've been a supporter of John McCain since long before I even moved to Arizona.
Yeah.
And his stand on immigration is the primary issue to me, and yet it's the one that his views are the exact opposite of mine.
Let me ask you the polls for the presidency, and he's winning in these eastern states. And I guess you and I are both from other states before we moved to Arizona, and I was a staunch supporter of his as well before I moved here. I guess it's easy to say that Senator John McCain can definitely woo the people as long as they're not within his state, but once you live here, you realize what kind of senator he really is, which is open borders. But the fact that he's getting all these supporting votes, it's concerning, and I'm just wondering if you think these people actually support him, or it's that they really don't know him and they're voting for him, and if they got to know him, they probably might change their vote.
Well, when it comes to the presidential election, who are you going to change your vote for? The only candidates that would support an acceptable solution to the immigration problem have all dropped out of the race.
You mean like Duncan Hunter,
Duncan
Tancredo?
Hunter, Tancredo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that's still a candidate has very similar views to McCain. If they're not verbalizing it right now, they have substantiated it in the past with Giuliani with his Sanctuary New York, and Mike Huckabee with his in-state tuition to the children of illegals. And I mean, they're all out of the same thing. You get into the Democrats and they're even worse.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Distinguish the border, but we need enforcement.
Absolutely.
We need effective enforcement. And that's one of the things that I've never been able to understand, is why we do not use the military to secure our borders. When that question is asked, I hear this, oh, well, this Posse Comitatus Act